Okay guys, I hope you can hear me better than the last video. The wind noise should be gone, although it's not windy today. Got this all mic'd up now, so that should stop that. Anyway, right, another video. Thought we'd do something a bit fun today, so we're doing some time lapse of this building here, if you can see that. It should be interesting. So we'll go over to the camera and I'll show you what we've done. I'm using the interval timer within the camera, so if you've not got an interval timer on your camera, this is an old D600 that I use occasionally. If you've not got an interval timer, you have to buy one. It plugs into your camera. They're dead easy to program. They're about 15 quid or so. You can get more expensive ones, but you don't need to spend any more. And well, let's get on with this, and I'll show you what I've done. Okay, so we're going to the menu. You can see there, it's down here. That's time-lapse mode, so we press OK. I've already set it up from before anyway, from the last, I think we did a time-lapse on the journey up to Hartshead Pike last time. So, anyway, it's on off at the minute. All you do is you set all your times, so that's every 4 seconds, and that's, well, I'll put it down for 2 hours and 25 minutes, but it obviously isn't going to last that long. We'll do 1 frame for a 30th of a second, and we'll leave that running because we want about a minute's worth of footage in total. So we'll get that on, and okay. Okay, we've got 1 frame every 4 seconds. And hopefully we're going to get the clouds flying past this building. You never know. We're not moving that fast. But we'll leave that running for a few minutes. And then I'll come back to you. Okay, well, we're here still taking the pictures only a minute, so after I set it off on its routine, we've got broke the warm weather gear out, as it's very warm today, September. But anyway, so you've got the clouds hopefully flying past when we finish. It's a little trial and error, but 1 shot every 4 seconds, and you're going to use, well, I'll be using 25 frames a second, so every 25 of them is 1 second of footage. So you just measure your footage, how long you want to shoot for, and you divide it by 25, and then that's obviously how many frames you'll get in that time. So a bit of maths. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, it's a lovely day. Got some clouds up there. Can't complain. Like I say, I'm doing this because I enjoy photography. No one's paying me to do this. YouTube aren't giving me any money. If I can, encourage other people to get on, take some photographs, well, that's brilliant. What can you say? I started out in studio. I went to college at first, and then went into studio photography. So it was very regimented, but everything was under control with the studio lights. So it was more difficult, but easier. You didn't have to put up with the weather, so it was nice to experience that. That was when I last worked for somebody. It was in the early 90s, and I ended up working for myself for 20 or 30 years. So now I'm just playing at it. So you never know. We'll might get some decent photos, and well, this one's going to be time lapse of the clouds hurtling past this church. Well, crematorium, I think this one is. But I thought I'd best come with somewhere quiet without a tornado of wind. And somewhere you're going to be left alone, because the most annoying thing you can do with this is have somebody hovering around asking you questions. And you've always got to keep an eye on your camera gear. You don't need that to be lifted off, do you, and carted off into somebody else's car. Anyway, so yeah, so we're going to leave it running. The camera automatically stitches these together. Otherwise, if you've got an interval timer, you do it in Photoshop. It's similar to focus stacking. You just set up a route at an action and it'll stitch them all together, and then that you just have to set what frame rate and things like that, which is I can't explain it over without a computer in front of me. I'm not that good. But there's loads of stuff on YouTube. I don't get into teaching the computer side of it. It's a thing on its own. But what an absolutely lovely September day. It's hot. I've spoken to my friend who's in Cyprus, but it's not as hot as Cyprus. I think it's 30s there. I think we're late teens here. If you live in Manchester, that's hot. Anyway, I'll be back in a bit when that's finished. See you in about 15 minutes. Oh well, as you can see, the sun's gone in a bit, but we're still here. I've been here for about 45 minutes in total. I was having so much fun I couldn't resist but to stay. So it's still going, but we're going to turn it off any second. So we'll have to wait and see what we've got, but I'm sure it'll be interesting. And well, it's always good to see a bit of time lapse compress. I chose a nice quiet spot. They don't need to be mithered, and there's not so much going on but the sky. But as a first go for my channel anyway, I've done it before, but I just didn't want to be hassled with either get moved along because you're in the way, police coming up asking to see your images, so it all interrupts what you're doing. And as it's like one exposure per, well, there's 25 exposures per second. If you interrupt it, you're wasting a lot of time if it happens halfway through and you still need another minute or two of footage before it's any good. Anyway, so what we did, we set it up one exposure every 4 seconds. As you can it's still going. As you can hear, sorry, it's still going. So, and then you're going to use 25 of those per second of footage. And then obviously, how many seconds are in the minutes that you show? That's multiplied by the minutes, if you like. So it's not that difficult. But if you've not got a camera with the interval timer in it, you just need to get one and shoot it all on manual. Although the camera in the car, I shot it on auto exposure because the light was in and out, in and out, in and out. It just kept underexposing, overexposing. So in the end, I shot that one on auto. Like I say, you're going to have to play about with it a bit if you're going to have a go. Like I say, if you do your interval times, they're about £15 if they do one for your camera. I don't know, they do for Nikon's, as I'm using. But this one just happens to have it. So a pre-focus, you turn the focus off. You don't need any hunting or anything in between. You set your exposures correctly. Like I say, I mean, it's gone cloudy now. You can see all that. Yeah, it's gone cloudy. So once your exposure's been set, try and leave that so you don't get, as the clouds come and go, you'll get lightening and darkening as your camera adjusts for your lighting conditions change. As you can see, there's a little bit of action in the graveyard today, although not too much. But yeah, so there we are. This is Droylsden Cemetery on a sunny day, and well, we'll see what it looks like on the on the playback. And you'll have seen this building before because they included it once on an infrared. I'll show it you again at the end of the thing. But it's yeah, I'll do some infrared stuff as well because I always like that. I love a bit of contrasty black and white, a bit arty. So yeah, we'll do that, and well, let's see how we go. And I hope you've enjoyed it. Have a go. If it goes wrong, it doesn't matter. Nobody cares. And if you feel embarrassed, don't, because everybody gets it wrong if you've not been shown how to do it. So don't worry about it. Just have a go. Cheers. Take care.